Thank you, Mr. Chair. Allow me to express gratitude to the committee for your commitment to upholding human rights around the world. I'd like to draw your attention to the rights and dignity of prisoners that are gravely at risk. The detention of Jimmy Lai is just the tip of the iceberg. As I speak, there are over 1,000 political prisoners like Jimmy Lai in Hong Kong. The number of persons on remand who are unconvicted increased to a daily average of 2,600 in 2022, a 10-year high. Reports and testimonies reveal that political prisoners are particularly vulnerable, enduring harsh conditions and psychological pressure. I have sought to document mistreatment and detention in Hong Kong, have interviewed former inmates, and compiled credible information. Many testimonies are hard to verify. The information I'm about to present includes only the testimonies reported in credible Hong Kong source media, or that I collected myself from those who claim to have experienced mistreatment. If it would be helpful, I'd be happy to present the source on a confidential basis. One victim who refused to be named was beaten by a staff member to the extent that one of his testicles was burst. While he was fulfilling a punishment of doing push-ups, a correctional staff hit his groin repeatedly, inflicting permanent damage. Just last month, it was widely publicized that a correctional officer was involved in stabbing an 18-year-old male inmate in the anus with a wooden stick, resulting in perforation of the rectum. The victim will have to use a stoma for the rest of his life. The case was revealed by activists, and criminal proceedings have been initiated against the accused officer. Other widely reported mistreatment includes beating, applying mint paste to the genitals, being forced to crawl like a dog, to eat without cutlery, inmates forced to eat feces, forced to drink urine, and so on. And dehumanizing language focused on their political beliefs are also commonplace. Common words are riotous scum and cockroaches. I raise these cases to underline that mistreatment is common in Hong Kong detention facilities. And when you take into account that for most of the accused, their only crime is campaigning for democracy, the abuse seems all the more egregious. Routes of appeal and complaint do exist, but rarely lead to accountability. Being in prison, you can make a complaint to a justice of the peace while inspection. You can make a complaint to the warden or directly to the ombudsman's office. But none of these channels will lead to independent investigation, because the Complaints Committee is an internal organization where all members are appointed by the Commission of Correctional Services. Last year, the number of complaints received by Justice of the Peace was 42, which was a record low. Most of the complaints were referred to the Correctional Service Department for investigation, but none of them were further handled or discontinued. And even if a prisoner dared to make a complaint, he or she risked retaliation, that is, being put into solitary confinement. There were 2,905 to 3,181 cases involving prisoners sentenced to segregation as punishment each year from 2015 to 2019. Prolonged solitary confinement can be considered as torture. The UN Standard Minimum Rules for the Treatment of Prisoners state that it should be prohibited to hold a person in solitary confinement for more than 15 days. But there are reports that political prisoners have been locked up for more than a month, with different reasons for the punishment, like ranging from having an extra piece of bread, an extra packet of chocolate, or a pen in their possession. Again, these claims are widely reported in credible media in Hong Kong, predominantly in Chinese, however. For example, Chow Hung-tung, activist and human rights lawyer, had been held in solitary confinement 7 times in 9 consecutive months. Reasons include went on a hunger strike on the anniversary of the June 4th massacre, defended herself in court, or awarded a human rights prize, or receiving too many letters. A friend, Nicole Jung, was put into solitary confinement as retaliation because she lodged a judicial review to challenge the sexist arrangement where female inmates have to wear trousers all day despite weather, while male inmates have options. Another close friend, Gwyneth Ho, also suffered from solitary confinement repeatedly for saying things in court the correctional staff found objectionable. I have detailed what's happening to these people as accurately as I can, based upon credible sources, but I'd like to make a direct appeal to you today. To me, These are not simply people, brave people fighting for democracy thousands of miles away. These are my very, very close friends, suffering because the international community failed to keep its promise to Hong Kong. I'm aware of the leadership Canada has shown on the world stage when it comes to addressing human rights abuses or offering a home to those in need. As a friend of those in jail, as a Hong Konger, I ask you to show that leadership once again, where so many others have found themselves reluctant. Thank you.